You're in the shower. The problem has been eating you alive for 3 whole weeks. You've filled notebooks, lost sleep, snapped at people. And then, out of absolutely nowhere, the answer just lands in your brain like a brick through a window. It just arrived. You didn't think your way there. So what exactly happened inside your skull? Why do our best ideas arrive when we stop trying? Most people's instinct is to chalk it up to luck, or rest, or some mystical creative muse that visits only the chosen few. That explanation feels satisfying. It lets us off the hook. It turns insight into something that happens to you, not something you can engineer. But that comfortable story is almost entirely wrong. And the truth, it turns out, is so much stranger and more fascinating than that. The standard assumption goes like this. You think hard. Your brain gets tired. You take a break. Then return refreshed with new energy. Rest equals reset. Simple enough, except that is not what the brain is actually doing during that break. Not even close. Here is where it gets weird. While you shower, walk, or stare at the ceiling, your brain does not clock out. It keeps running. The neural networks responsible for creative association become more active. The very moment you stop consciously grinding on a problem, your prefrontal cortex, the bossy logic and rules center dominating focused thinking, loosens its grip. Something remarkable gets to breathe. Think of your focused mind like a spotlight operator inside a massive warehouse. When it is on, you see whatever it points at. But the spotlight is also blinding. Everything outside its beam is invisible. The warehouse is enormous, stuffed with knowledge, metaphors, patterns. Insight happens when someone cuts the power entirely and your eyes finally begin to adjust to the dark. The whole space opens up. Psychologists tested this with a beautifully simple experiment. A candle, a box of matches, a spool of thread, some thumbtacks on a table. Participants were asked to mount the candle on the wall so that melted wax would not drip down onto the floor below. Most people immediately tried pinning the candle directly to the wall with thumbtacks or tying it up with thread. Both approaches failed completely. The real answer was to empty the matchbox, tack the box to the wall as a platform, then set the candle safely on top. This solution eluded almost everyone. The matchbox was right there. But their brains had filed it strictly as a thing that holds matches. Psychologists have a name for this cognitive jail cell: functional fixedness. Your brain becomes so efficient at labeling that it locks possibilities away. The matchbox is not a shelf. The cup is not a wheel. The hammer is not a paperweight. Yet each can be all that. The moment you stop seeing what something is and start asking what it could do, 100 new possibilities come flooding in at once. The experiment had one more twist. Researchers scattered the matches loose on the table and presented the matchbox already empty this time. Dramatically more people solved the puzzle, the same box, the same problem. But one small visual shift was enough to shake loose the fixedness. The brain got a nudge out of its rut, and insight came flooding in. Small shift in framing. Enormous change in what you see. Train this right now. Put a cup on the table. Stare at it. How many uses come to mind? Drinking vessel, pencil holder. You are stuck, aren't you? Now flip it upside down. Drop it in water. Shatter it. Your angle changes everything about what you see. Suddenly, it becomes a doorstop, a wheel, a blade, a hamster's boat. A bell by its handle, a ring when the rim is freed. The object did not change, your angle did. That is the whole game, not more effort, but a fresh perspective, deliberately chosen. So the next time a solution crashes into your brain mid-shower, don't just feel grateful. Feel genuinely curious about what just happened in there. Your spotlight went dark, the warehouse opened, and your brain, freed from the tyranny of the obvious, quietly rearranged the furniture anew. You were not struck by lightning. You just stopped standing in your own way. The answer was waiting in the warehouse the whole time. Now that you know how this trick works, you can start doing it on purpose. Insight is not magic. It is a learnable skill.